Howdy guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are talking about yet another album, or rather, two albums. Last time I talked about Constant Companions by Jamie Page, how much I like that one, and today we are talking about two albums from one of my favorite bands that I just so happen to like pretty much equally. That being 21 Pilots' Clancy and Breach. This came out 2024, this came out 2025. They're basically connected to each other, not only because the last song on this album goes right to the first song on this one, but because it's also part of the same era, and not to mention that they came out back-to-back years. Now, I must state, I am a rather new 21 Pilots fan. I only started listening to them in 2023, actually. So, I am a new gen. But that doesn't mean I don't love this band just as much as many of the fans do. I actually got to see 21 Pilots live back in October 2024, and I am scared to touch the recordings I made that day because I am singing in every single one of them, and I know that I am singing terribly.
With it, rock with it, when we gonna stop with it? Lyrics don't mean nothing, when we'll give the wit. In hope she looks for me, we're pushing sideways.
But despite that, I had a blast and it didn't really matter. There was a guy next to me that was mad because I was singing to every single song, but I didn't give a damn because I paid for this ticket and I'm gonna use the full extent of my ticket. Not to mention that Tyler Joseph appeared in the nosebleed in kind of one of his surprise acts in his concerts. That was freaking awesome. It was part of that Clancy era, and in September of this year, we got Breach. And today I'm going to give you my favorites of these two albums and ultimately which one I think is better. One thing I should know about Clancy is that it does this awesome thing called having a music video for every single song. If I ever make an album, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give love to every single song I make on the album and make a music video for them. And that's what they did here. Now, Breach, they didn't do that, and I'm assuming because they're just simply exhausted from doing so much. I mean, doing a bunch of live tours over several countries in just a short amount of time is definitely taxing, and it's probably difficult to come up with new music video ideas, so we only got like 3 for this one, but that's of November 2025. I don't know if we're going to get more in the future, but that's what we have. But that doesn't mean the songs on Breach aren't just as good as Clancy, because one of the biggest problems I find myself having when picking between both of them is deciding which one has the better songs. They're both amazing. And this may be a new gen take, but I don't really care. Both of these albums are top 3 from the band. On Clancy, you got Next Semester, you got Vignette, you got Routines of the Night, you got Oldie Station, Paladin Straight. And although I may not be insanely crazy about tracks like Overcompensate or Snapback, that is definitely someone's top 2 favorite songs in a band, and I just essentially offended them. But who cares? Yeah, I'm not crazy with those songs, but they're not bad. The lowest this album goes is songs that are just alright. With Breach, you got Raw Fear, Garbage, Robot Voices, Center Mass, Cottonwood, Days Lie Dormant, Tally. I used to hate Tally. I'm not even joking. I used to think it was like the worst song on the album. But I have had one of the biggest switch-ups on this song, and it's easily in top 3 for me. But that being said, there are just some tracks that I'm not crazy about. I do not like Downstairs. I just don't like it, simply put. I think One Way is okay. And Intentions, in my opinion, is not the best way to end an album. I understand it's supposed to be a reverse of Truce, and apparently people are crazy about Truce. I personally don't like Truce. Just my opinion. But yeah, if they just made it like a 10-song album and picked out those 3 songs, I'm not even joking, this would not be as good as this. This one is sort of steady. This one has highs and lows. And they kind of, in the end, equal out to kind of be the same. In terms of the album covers, this one, I'm sorry Clancy fans, I'm not crazy about Clancy's album cover. It's just not visually appealing to me. But this one, it's a callback to Vessel, and I love the color red. Just in my eyes, better. So out of both of these, which one do I think is better? Again, tough. And you know what? It maybe could change day by day. But if I had to choose right now in this moment, I'd probably go Breach. Songs like Robot Voices, Center Mass, Days Lie Dormant, Tally, they are genuinely some of the best songs I've heard come out of this band, and I mean that. I may love some of these songs, but I think that these are stellar and are highlights of the band. Because when I look back at the discography, Vessel, Blurry Face, Skilled and Icy, I kind of realize they're not that good. And maybe that's just because I'm not listening to them 24/7 like I was in 2023, 2024. But when I play back these songs, especially Blurry Face, I just can't get into it as much. And in Skilled and Icy's case, it's just alright. But from both of these albums, there are songs that I could play out loud in public, in the car with people in it, and not be embarrassed by it. Lame Boy has got to have some of the most atrocious lyrics out of any song I've listened to, period. The flash of clarity after not listening to him 24/7 is starting to hit. But yeah, that is my review of both Clancy and Breach. If I had to give both of these albums ratings, I would probably give Clancy a solid ass 8.5 and Breach a 9. For a combined total of roughly 8.75, but I'm just going to call it 9 out of 10 because they're awesome. So, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.